day while you sleep. Now, they're offering $1,500 off major treatments, no money down payment plans. Call for details. Restrictions apply. This offer expires November 30th. And $100 off their Zoom teeth whitening procedure, also available through the 30th. Call 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE.
It's time to meet again with Turkish Airlines' one-day-only campaign, Friday Fly Day. Book your next flight on November 26th with very special prices and experience ultimate comfort flying to the most exciting destinations with the airline that flies to more countries than any other. Terms and conditions apply. To take advantage of our special offers, please visit TurkishAirlines.com.
The markets are closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. Southland weather from KFI. Wind advisories up until 6 this evening. Wind gusts up to 40 to 60 miles per hour. Highs to be in the mid-70s at the beaches. Low 80s for Metro LA and Inland OC. 70s to right around 80 for the valleys and Inland Empire. Clear skies tonight, still windy with lows in the 40s and 50s. Sunny and warm for Black Friday with highs in the low to mid-70s at the beaches. 70s to low 80s inland. Sunny through the weekend with highs near 70 at the coast and mid-70s to mid-80s inland. It's 65 in Orange, 50 Manhattan Beach, 47 in Pasadena, 53 in Santa Clarita. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Amy King.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. It's the Bill Handel Show. Wayne Resnick sitting in. And this gentleman is being very kind to us this morning by coming on the show after his normal availability has ended. Aaron Katursky could just go enjoy the rest of his day, but he agreed to come on for a segment with us because he's live at the scene of the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, the 95th sex parade, which is back to relative normal after a very weird alteration for last year. So, Aaron, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was a weird alteration. One block, virtual because of a pandemic, but now it's back. There's a giant ice cream cone now floating above my head as the giant balloons and floats and celebrities and musicians and marching bands and cheerleaders and dancers and clowns all take their place on the 2.5-mile route. And there are about 3 million spectators that the police were expecting, and I can tell you the crowd is just thrilled to be back here in person.
Now, I understand. Well, the first thing is this. Is this back to pre-pandemic in terms of the length of the route, the number of balloons, the number of other participants in the parade, and the number of spectators, or is it still different in some way?
Oh, no, there's nothing curtailed. This is back to its full glory, as it were, and they really wanted to do it. There's clearly still some leftover pandemic precautions. Everybody in the parade must be vaccinated and wear a mask, but everything else is back as it was. Okay, so the people on the floats are wearing masks? Yeah, most of them. Some of the celebrities take them off so people can recognize who they are, and I think that's by design. But everybody else vaccinated in a mask, and there doesn't seem to be any less for wear. Okay, now, so who are some of the celebrities that you've seen in this parade this year? I've seen John Batiste go by, collecting his 11 Grammy Awards, Kelly Rowland, Carrie Underwood. There's been a whole bunch, but it's funny because they're intermixed with Foreigner and balloons and rocking horse people and clowns on stilts, and it's like a dystopian novel, but it is such good fun.
Now, so you're saying the crowd, I assume is everybody shoulder to shoulder?
Oh, yeah, and 20 people on the sidewalk, they can't help it. There's only so much there to be activity. Sorry, public commercials getting into position. So things are happening here.
Yes, now what's the weather like?
It's gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky, and bright sunshine illuminating the red and orange and yellow leaves built into the trees along Central Park West. It's a little chilly, but without the wind, the balloons can soar at full height. And that's really what what people are excited about, those 16 giant character balloons.
And there's some new ones this year, I understand.
There are some new ones. We've seen Baby Yoda go by. We've seen, a Papa Smurf go by. He's getting into position now. He's new this year. And there's been a couple of others that Ada Swift Scientist, which is a pretty cool balloon. And of course, the highlight of all of this is going to be Santa Claus at the end, although he's a familiar face.
Okay, now, what time were people gathering in the street to get to watch this parade? Like, how far in advance?
Oh, they're here at about 4 o'clock in the morning to stake out a spot, bundled up, with all sorts of services of coffee and sleeping bags and folding chairs. So people make a morning of it for sure.
This is a little delicate, but it's very practical. What do they do about restroom facilities when they have 3 million people there?
There's no facilities. You just kind of, New York City, you grin and bear it. And when you got to go, you find somewhere inside, I guess, where you can sneak off. But, people are hardy. And I think just really excited to be here because after last year was curtailed and virtual, just to get outside again and to gather again seems like what people are most excited about.
Do you notice anything interesting or different than previous years with regard to security measures? Or does it seem the same?
It's pretty secure. It's pretty secure. There are thousands of officers. They're on rooftops. They're in the crowd. They've got all sorts of tactical vehicles around, blocker cars at intersections. That's predated Waukesha, but it was on their mind. So the crowd didn't have to think about security. They can just come out and enjoy it.
All right. Aaron, thank you so much. I know that you could have said, you simply could have said, I'm sorry, KFI's too late for me today, but you didn't, so I appreciate it. And please enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of that parade. Thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And to you. There he goes. Aaron Kotersky having a good time at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. All right, let's get some news from Amy King, and then when we come back, somebody turned 100 this year, and I want to talk about her, and I want to talk about her even though she's not real. Yet, you all know the name. This is KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Amy King, some news, please.
Another big smash and grab robbery has happened at a Nordstrom in Canoga Park. 5 guys rushed the store last night, broke display cases, and took off with armfuls of pricey purses. A guard was pepper sprayed. Cops say the group took off in a red Ford Mustang. Dry, windy, warm weather will leave much of the Southland under a red flag warning for critical wildfire danger over the Thanksgiving period. Gusts are expected to hit between 40 and 60 miles an hour before weakening Saturday. Officials are urging people who live in fire-prone areas to be ready to evacuate if needed. Tigers could be the next big draw for visitors to Las Vegas. A group that bought land a couple years ago for about $17 million wants to build a tiger sanctuary just to block off the strip. It is Las Vegas. The permit request includes retail and restaurant space and an alcohol permit. Let's check out what's up with the KFI on the side.
Termites love Southern California, and there are 2 kinds of termite seasons here. One, well, it's here all year long, and 2, it's really termite season, and that's what's going on right now. If you see those little bugs flying around or what looks like small pieces of sawdust on the floor, termites, and I'm going to suggest you call Pacific Coast Termite for a free home inspection. Now, certain restrictions apply. When you use Pacific Coast Termite, no tenting, no double bagging your food, no pet sitting. I've tented before. It is a nightmare. You do not want to go there. You can actually be home while Pacific Coast Termite does its work. Try doing that with a tent over your house. Mention KFI, get 10% off termite treatments, 2-year guarantee on their work. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com.
The clean, friendly way.
Crash on 118.
You betcha. Boy, I tell you, it's like a scene from The Wizard of Oz and places in the San Fernando Valley. There's stuff flying all over the place. Be careful now. This is Granada Hills, westbound 118 at Balboa. A couple of drivers tangled, and they tangled on a wide open freeway, I might add, but they wound up on the right embankment. So there's going to be a lot of activity there, so just be careful. The eastbound drive now coming out of Stevie into the San Fernando Valley. It's in great shape, no problem there. Cajon Pass, for one to the east, that's well, super windy spot, that's for sure. But South 15 at Kenwood. Now, that's come down the hill before the 215 split. Please be on the way. We're not getting all the details yet, but there's something going on, so I'll be careful coming downhill. Once you get across the 210, though, things are pretty good. Please watch surface streets, no matter where you are. Some of the signals are out. Be careful. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Barr.
Amazon Delivery Service Partners are hiring full-time delivery drivers to meet growing customer demand. Earn at least $19.50 per hour at select stations, plus benefits, and a sign-on bonus of $2,000 from participating DSPs if you apply now. Apply today at www.amazon.com/driver. That's www.amazon.com/driver. No delivery experience required. Terms apply. Hourly rate includes a limited time incentive for delivering a route full-time between October 17th to December 25th, 2021.
Hey y'all, it's Dean. The holidays are here, which means Aldic Home is now a winter wonderland. Every imaginable element of holiday decor. If it isn't an Aldic, it probably doesn't exist. And trees, not just any trees, the finest tree-lit trees on the planet. Best of all, Aldic's expert staff is here to teach you how to make your own home a holiday wonderland too. Bring the fam, start the season at the most beautiful holiday display in the country, Aldic Home. Find them on Sepulveda in Van Nuys or on the web at aldichome.com.
This Thanksgiving, Sit and Sleep wants to prevent you from buying a real turkey, the wrong mattress. So come to Sit and Sleep Black Friday sale and get fitted for just the right mattress with our bed match technology. Save 50% off select Sealy, Beautyrest, and King Sound, plus get $500 off Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets. And with your good credit, get interest-free financing for 36 months with your minimum monthly payment. So this year, make sure the only turkey you buy is the one you eat, not the wrong mattress during Sit and Sleep's Black Friday sale.
Hi, we're Hope. Meet Dr. Robert Lewis. He's a neurosurgeon at Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute. He loves camping with his daughter. He is also a nationally recognized expert in minimally invasive brain tumor surgery at Hoag. Dr. Lewis would love to get to know you and is ready to make a positive difference in your family's life. Get to know Hoag. Visit hoaghealth.org and find your physician today. I am one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC.
Which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body.
I am living in Nimble and taking Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
November is a great time to reconnect with family and friends. It's also a great time to put a new BMW on the top of your holiday list. I'm Danny McKenna, South Bay BMW. Everyone knows that cars are in short supply, but having two local dealerships means we have twice the inventory to choose from. And with incredible special lease offers from BMW Financial Services, it's time to stop dreaming and start driving. Visit southbaybmw.com for details, give us a call, or swing by the dealership just off the 405 in Torrance. South Bay BMW, where we make BMW wishes come true. Have a safe and happy holiday.
All of us here at Cedar Brothers Market would like to extend a warm and festive welcome into the holiday season. As you're preparing to celebrate Thanksgiving with family and friends, let's get into the spirit of the season by adding love into every detail. So gather around the table with your family's favorite comfort food and share good wine, good laughs, and memories that'll last a lifetime. Cedar Brothers Market wishes you a happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours. We know you listen to KFI, but when it's that time of year, you can hear your favorite Christmas music right now on the official holiday music station, Coast 103.5. All your favorite holiday songs. Coast 103.5, your home for the holidays.
103.5 KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. It's the Bill Handel Show. Wayne Resnick sitting in. Amy King is here in for Jennifer Jones-Lee. Alex and Tyler are here. Thank you guys for being here. Let us wish a happy 100th birthday to a woman who does not exist. Betty Crocker.
What do you mean she doesn't exist? There's no such thing as, there's no person Betty Crocker?
That is correct. Here's how Betty Crocker came to, quote, be. And you have to go back to 1921, Saturday Evening Post. They did a promotion where you could complete a jigsaw puzzle and mail it in for a prize. And it was a promotion by the company that was the parent company of Gold Medal Flowers. I think they were called the Washburn Crosby Company. Well, the advertising department got way more responses than they were expecting. People loved this promotion. They put together this puzzle. They sent it in. But they sent in other things, too. Questions. They were asking for cooking advice. Here's my jigsaw puzzle that I completed. And also, how do I make a gravy that doesn't separate? So they wanted to respond to people's questions. And, of course, we all understand it's 1921. There's no email. There's no social media account. This is all handwritten letter, maybe typed, and putting them in the mail. And they had people doing it. But what they wanted to do is, they said, listen, we're responding to all these people. We can't say, like, hi, to make a gravy that doesn't separate, do whatever. By the way, I don't know how to make a gravy that doesn't separate. I buy my gravy in the store like a real man. But you won't want it to say, like, sincerely, Jim Thomas from Washburn Crosby Company Marketing. So they invented the character of Betty Crocker. Was a customer service tool so that people would feel, well, they would think, I guess at first, they would think they were getting a response from a woman who is an excellent cook instead of from one of the several dudes in their advertising department. They picked the name Betty because at that time it seemed very familiar and very friendly, and Crocker was the last name of a former executive that everybody had really liked. Of course, she had to sign these letters, but she didn't exist, so they had to come up with a signature. So they had a bunch of different female employees submit, like say, hey, sign your name Betty Crocker. And they picked one that they liked. Well, Betty Crocker became a household name. They got so many letters to Betty Crocker with cooking questions that they had to train people to forge, maybe forge is not the fair word, to recreate the same signature. So now you had a bunch of people who could sign Betty Crocker the same one. Then, of course, they had to come up with a face. Now, you'll notice there are no photographs of Betty Crocker. There couldn't be. I guess today, with today's technology, you might be able to do a super photorealistic CGI Betty Crocker, but back in the day, they had to have somebody paint a portrait of Betty Crocker. They first did this in 1936. And then over the years, there's been some development, evolution of Betty Crocker. Betty Crocker was a cultural juggernaut. There was a radio show, a Betty Crocker radio show. Tons of cookbooks came out. Betty Crocker cookbooks. Now, this is a real media personality, even though she didn't exist. So one of the things about cookbooks, I don't know if you read cookbooks, sometimes I'll just read cookbooks because a lot of cookbooks aren't just the recipes. The author will put in little stories that go along with some of the recipes. And it gives you more than just, here's a bunch of recipes. It gives you a sense of time, a sense of place. Of course, Betty Crocker, not a real person, doesn't have any actual real stories from her life. So there was a committee that basically wrote those cookbooks. There were staff that tested the recipes, and for the personal history, they would have people write little anecdotes. But they never tried to fool you into thinking that a woman named Betty Crocker came up with all of these recipes. If you have Betty Crocker's cookbook, the head notes for every recipe make it clear which actual real live person came up with the recipe that's in the book. So, here you want to talk about changing times. I don't think this would fly today at all. But back in 1933, they issued a Betty Crocker, it was just like a pamphlet of recipes for cakes called New Party Cakes for All Occasions. And in it was this little story of two brides. You had the good bride and the bad bride. The good bride had been dutifully listening to the Betty Crocker radio show, and the other bride was like winging it, like a loser. Now that message is not very subtle. It's pretty much, if you want to be a good wife, you better be good at baking things. And it was marketing too, and you better buy the right flour. That would not work today, but Betty Crocker has sort of been updated over the years. Currently, the picture portrait of Betty Crocker is a composite. They got about 70 photographs of real women, and they kind of did a composite thing and had somebody paint it up. Because now Betty Crocker is a symbol. I don't think even most people don't think Betty Crocker is an actual person at this point. Betty Crocker is this character, but really Betty Crocker is this idea. So there you go, a happy 100th birthday. And here's the best thing about a fake person having their 100th birthday. You don't have to get them anything. All right, let's get some news from Amy King. And then we're going to talk about booze for a bit. Now, there's somebody on this show who I understand is an actual bartender. So I'm going to have a couple of questions for Tyler as we talk about some booze-related stories going on at this holiday time of year. This is Kfi Am 640, live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Amy King, some news, please.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Parade is underway in New York City. Last year, crowds were severely reduced. The parade was limited to just a few blocks because of COVID-19. NYPD counterterrorism chief Martine Matarazzo says they're ready for anything that comes their way.
You're going to see hundreds of cement blocks, sand trucks, blocker vehicles. You'll see our explosive detection canines. You'll see our heavy weapons and observation teams.
The 95th Macy's Parade is following a 2.5-mile route through the heart of Manhattan. News brought to you by veteran-owned SemperSolaris.com. A lot of Thanksgiving meals have been served to people in need in Pasadena. Union Station Homeless Services puts on the event every year. The group's Dana Bean says the annual dinner in the park has always served people of all backgrounds.
Some people come because they are currently experiencing homelessness. Others are just students occur. Others have large families and just can't, get a large Thanksgiving meal together for their family.
The event was again takeout only because of the pandemic. People drove up or walked up yesterday to get their meals, which included turkey and stuffing. Evacuation orders have been issued for homes in Riverside County because of a brush fire burning in the city of Riverside. Firefighters had gotten a handle on the fire earlier, but it jumped containment lines last night and is burning in some mulch. The evacuation orders are for homes in Mariloma on Valley Drive between Misty Ridge Drive and Mitchell Avenue. A $10,000 reward has been offered in Pasadena to help find whoever killed a 13-year-old boy who was shot while playing video games in his bedroom. The teen was killed Saturday night. Police say they think he was hit by a stray bullet. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation, created after 9/11 in New York, has paid off the mortgages of 3 first responders in L.A. Sheriff Deputy Thomas Albany was on his motorcycle when he was killed during a traffic stop in Lakewood. Firefighter Tony Carlin was killed by another firefighter at a station in Agua Dulce. And Pomona Police Officer Gregory Casillas was shot to death in 2018. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Let's get the latest on that crash on the 15 with the KFI in the sky.
You betcha. Thanks, Amy. Good morning to you now. If you were listening last time around, indeed there was a problem coming out of the Collin Pass, coming out of the high desert. It was southbound around Kenwood or Glen Helen, she's telling us now. But thankfully for you, as you're driving through, it won't be a big deal. It was mostly center divider and over to the shoulder, so they'll have to clear the center divider in a minute. But you should be okay coming down the hill. Now, way out to Santa Monica, far from Collin Pass, that's for sure. But if you're coming off Pacific Coast Highway now and about to enter that, well, it was, they've lit it now, but the McClure Tunnel, eastbound or southbound Police Gate to eastbound Santa Monica, there's a signal that's supposed to be hanging over the roadway. It's on the road surface now, so please be careful going through. And the Santa Ana winds, boy, they're so predictable. I just did a wind check, Amy. You can put this in your weather, but the winds at Van Nuys Airport now are gusting through 40 knots. The winds in the East San Fernando Valley at Burbank Airport is 7 knots. Oh, this is really a weird place. KFI in the sky. I hope to get you there faster. I'm Jeff Baugh.
Don't wait. Get ready for the holidays now during Court Furniture Outlet's annual Black Friday event, where everything is on sale at their lowest prices of the year. At Court Furniture Outlet, you'll find everything you need to brighten up your home or make your workplace more comfortable. And the best part is that it's all in stock and ready for immediate delivery. So no waiting. Now during Court Furniture Outlet's Black Friday event, you'll save on a huge selection of upholstery, including new Italian leather sofas and sleepers, dining sets, bedroom sets, and mattresses, plus great deals on office furniture. Comfortable mesh back office chairs, originally $249, now only $59. Rugs from $50, accent pillows $5, and all artwork 50% off. Come in today and discover why Court Furniture Outlet has been the secret destination of designers, home stagers, and business professionals for over 40 years. With locations in Glendale on Central, in Corona at the 91 and McKinley, and now Fountain Valley at Euclid and the 405. Check them out on Yelp or go to CourtFurnitureOutlet.com. That's CORT FurnitureOutlet.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny and windy with gusts of 40 to 60 miles per hour. Highs will be in the 70s at the beaches, low 80s for Metro LA and Inland OC, 70s to about 80 for the valleys and Inland Empire. Clear, still windy at times tonight with lows in the 40s and 50s. Sunny tomorrow to kick off the Christmas shopping season. Highs in the low to mid 70s at the coast, 70s to low 80s inland. About the same right on through the weekend, maybe even a little bit warmer on Sunday. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Amy King.
The new normal means protecting yourself and others by getting a COVID test before and after travel and when you may have been exposed. Even if you're vaccinated, you could still contract COVID, especially during these holiday and winter seasons. COVIDclinic.org offers rapid testing at locations throughout SoCal with results usually within an hour. No cost to patient testing also available throughout all SoCal locations. Visit COVIDclinic.org to book an appointment near you. COVIDclinic.org.
As parents, we've done everything we can to keep our kids safe, happy, and healthy during this pandemic. From finding the best face masks to making sure their hands are clean. And now we have the best tool to help keep them even safer. The most important thing we can do is vaccinate our kids to protect them against COVID-19. Vaccines have been proven safe and effective for children 5 and up. Talk to your child's doctor or visit myturn.ca.gov to find a vaccine near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Why not give your loved ones a healthy air holiday?
This Christmas, show your appreciation by helping them enjoy the healthy benefits of clean air.
IQ air purifiers capture up to 99% of airborne particulates using patented, industry-leading hyper-HEPA filtration technology.
IQ Air's high-efficiency air purifiers filter smoke, pollen, dust, mold, bacteria, and viruses as small as 0.003 microns, the smallest airborne particles that exist.
IQ Air delivers immediate clean air directly to your breathing zone with a portable, award-winning Autumn Series 5-in-1 system.
For the desk, the car, on the go, setup is easy anywhere there's a flat surface.
For the whole home, IQ Air offers the ultra-quiet Health Pro Plus series, the #1 air purification choice for asthma and allergy sufferers.
Your friends and your family will love the confidence that comes from taking back control over their environment and from breathing clean, filtered air.
Go to IQAir.com/US or call 877-778-7324. IQAir.com/US or 877-778-7324.
KFI, Smart & Final, and Barilla are teaming up for this year's Pastathon.
Donate right now at any Smart & Final location.
Details at pastathon.com. KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
I'll take one shot of my faith, one shot of my sorrow. Get messed up today, I'll be okay tomorrow.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. It's the Bill Handel Show. Wayne Resnick sitting in today. Neil couldn't do it. He had gum surgery just yesterday, so his mouth, I'm sure, is not feeling so great. Let's all send him super fast gum suture healing wishes. Now, let's talk a little booze, because nothing says holiday season like booze. So the first thing I want to bring up is, you may remember, because it was, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or so, Arby's, in a stunt, came out with this French fry flavored vodka. As a I mean, it's a real product, but it's obviously a marketing gimmick. I think it's like $55 for a bottle of it, and they infused the flavors of curly fries into a vodka, because you can infuse anything into a vodka.
What do you use for a mixer? Ketchup?
I don't know. To me, I mean, I don't want it.
It actually might be kind of good in a Bloody Mary.
I was
think
just
about
about to say Bloody Mary.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Well, you can try. You can spend $55 and let me know how that works out with the French fry.
I don't think I'm going to do that, but if you would like me to taste test it and you would like to provide it to me, I would be happy to assist.
Okay.
Garnish it with a hot dog?
I will be. What's interesting to me about the whole infused vodka thing is the whole point of vodka is it's supposed to be a completely neutral spirit. But now they want to flavor it with every dang thing, including, although not including, this is just a transition into this product, which is a whiskey. Although you could make the same argument that, I mean, whiskey is certainly not a neutral spirit, but you could certainly make the argument that whiskey is just supposed to be whiskey. And if you're going to monkey around with the whiskey, you monkey around with things like the mash, the mix of the mash, or how much you age it, or what barrels you age it. Not what these guys have done. Tamworth Distilling in New Hampshire took a whiskey, and then they made, in the traditional way, as if you were going to eat this meal, they made an entire Thanksgiving meal. Corn, chestnuts, apples, squash, sweet potatoes, stuffing, a roast turkey. They made this meal and then they infused it into the bourbon. And then, just so you, I know bourbon heads are like, what kind of still did they use? They distilled it on the rotary evaporator still, if you know. And apparently it's whiskey that tastes like a Thanksgiving dinner. I don't...
Wonka, where it hits you at different times?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Or if you drink it when you're not supposed to, do you turn into a turkey? I don't know.
You mean like Violet Beauregard turned into a blueberry?
Yes. Precisely. It's not a stunt the way that the Arby's French fry vodka is a stunt. I mean, this is a craft distillery. They've done some other things though. They made a venison whiskey. Ew. Yeah. They made something that they called Eau de Must. It was a whiskey flavored with the oil extract from the castor gland of the North American beaver, which is a nice way of saying they made a whiskey with beaver bet. So I guess they're known for such things, and they say they were inspired to make this Thanksgiving dinner infused whiskey by something called mezcal de pechuga. Apparently, this is also a thing. They make mezcal, they don't. But in the world, I guess probably mostly in Mexico, they'll make a mezcal and then they'll redistill it with raw chicken or turkey breast. Hanging in the still. Yes. Oh no. Okay, this just seems not enjoyable. Now, let's talk about some things that are very enjoyable to people who drink them, but very not enjoyable, apparently, to the bartender that you asked to make it. And I would like to start with, apparently, what is the sad drink this year? It's the Four Loko of this year. It's the vodka Red Bull of this year. The espresso martini. And Tyler, who is a bartender, nodding your head in recognition. Yes?
That's correct, yes. I'm recognizing that drink is awful to me.
So delicious to drink, I'm out of it.
Oh, well, this is the problem. Yes, delicious to drink, pain in the butt for the bartender. Supposedly invented in London. A model, sounds like the beginning of a joke, and it's not. A model went into a bar and asked the bartender for a drink that would, I can't say all the words he said, so I'll change one of the words. But supposedly said, I want a drink that'll wake me up and then mess me up. And the bartender came up with this espresso martini. So I would imagine the biggest problem with making an espresso martini is that you have to pull a shot of espresso as part of the process of making what maybe otherwise is a martini. Not that many bars have true espresso machines. So bartenders do not like it when you order this. And the problem is I've been ordering this all the time because they become a fad.
And you know what else? The servers are suggesting them, because I went to a lovely little establishment a couple weeks ago, and said, oh, we should have an espresso martini. And I said, oh, what a lovely idea. I mean, like, I didn't even think of it until she mentioned it.
This could probably lead to fist fights in the parking lot between the bartending staff and the serving staff over this. So some bartenders will make a point of not having espresso so that when the people ask for it, they say, I'm sorry, we can't make that for you because they don't want it. So, Tyler, you're an actual working bartender. Is this accurate? That this is a very annoying drink when people order it?
I would say it's challenging. The challenge is that 9 times out of 10, your bar isn't located near or close to where your coffee is brewed.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're busy in the bar and you're making drinks, and then all of a sudden something along the lines of an espresso martini comes through, then you have to scramble, hey, so-and-so, can you bring me some coffee? Because I've never worked in a restaurant that's had espresso. So, hey, so-and-so, bring me some coffee. Then, in addition to having to deal with getting the coffee, you're dealing with a hot product with a bunch of ice and glass. And so then you run into...
make the top of the shaker pop off sometimes?
Well, no, you run into the issue of the temperature variation in the glassware. And if you have glassware that's too hot and you pour cold product into it...
Smash-o.
All
right. Now listen, let's get some news from Amy King. And I want to continue the booze talk a little bit longer because as annoying as apparently this espresso martini is to bartenders, there's another drink that has been crowned the most annoying drink that you can order. And I think I should I should qualify this. Of the canon of classic defined cocktails. I mean, obviously you could try to make something up to make it even more annoying to a bartender, but of the already existing, quote, classic cocktails, This is the one that it has the most likelihood of your bartender murdering you for ordering it, and I'll reveal what it is and why it's so annoying. This is KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Amy King, you have some news.
Yes, I do. More than 200,000 homes and businesses are at risk of losing power on Thanksgiving Day. Gusts from 40 to 60 miles are possible in LA, Orange, and Ventura County, along with the Inland Empire. Power providers say they might have to cut power to lower the risk of downed lines sparking wildfires. A security guard for a TV news crew in the Bay Area has been shot during an attempted smash-and-grab robbery near the clothing store in Oakland. The guard with KROM's reporter was shot in the abdomen and taken to the hospital. KROM's general manager says the reporter was shaken but not injured. The Rams have settled a lawsuit over their move to Los Angeles. The team's owner has agreed to pay $790 million to the city and county of St. Louis, which had claimed that they lost millions of dollars when the Rams relocated to LA in 2017. We'll check in with the KFI in the Sky next.
If you own a business and manage to keep 5 or more people on the payroll through the pandemic, there's a new government program that will pay you tens of thousands of dollars per employee. And this is not a loan. This is a grant. The challenge is getting your hands on this money. This is a bureaucracy. InnovationRefunds.com cuts through the red tape, helps you get the cash. They do all of the legwork. They don't charge a penny until you receive the money. And what they do is simply share a percentage of the money they get for you. They got my business a 6-figure refund. Now, their average client gets $250,000. That's impressive. Go to innovationrefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button, answer a few questions. Innovationrefunds.com. It's no risk, and it certainly is high reward. Innovationrefunds.com. They help me. I'm sure they can help you. Innovationrefunds.com.
This Black Friday, save on more at Lowe's. Like a DeWalt 20-volt max brushless drill driver kit was $159, now $99. While supplies last, valid through 12/1. U.S. only.
Sunny and windy with highs in the 70s at the beach and 70s to low 80s inland, about the same for Black Friday. This report brought to you by Lowe's. I'm guessing it's the winds that are making a mess on 605.
Oh boy, well put, Amy, that's for sure. Yes, good morning. I'm sure you've discovered that most of our freeways are in pretty good shape here if you're driving along, but listen to this now. You gotta be heads up. The wind is just blowing stuff all over the place. First, Santa Fe Springs, north 605, right around Imperial Highway, Rosecrans, a little bit north of the 105. This is more than debris, furniture of all things, all over the freeway, and that could hurt you, so be careful. Coming through Hawthorne now, on the east on 105 is Vermont, a little bit before the 110, ladders, plural, all over the freeway. And in Santa Monica now, if you're coming off southbound PCH, going through the tunnel to the east on 10, the traffic signal that should have been hanging over the freeway is now on the freeway. That's in between the surface street and the freeway. So just be careful. After that, though, the drive's pretty good into downtown Los Angeles. Watch the wind. It's really, really brutal in some places. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Bob.
This report